this year, the president of the United States has issued an executive order telling all federal agencies that there are two genders. So I was reading in the Bible and in Genesis, and Lord said he made male and female. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put a bill in that codifies exactly the science of what the Lord said and what Donald Trump is also promoting. And the bill is a simple bill. It says that the Mississippi Department of Education shall teach and promote that there are two genders. And if you have the XY chromosome, you're a male. And if you have the XX chromosome, you're a female. It's basically a one-page bill that's probably some of the most common sense. And I'm sorry that we have to talk about it at all. But I'm frustrated, like a lot of Mississippians and a lot of Americans are frustrated. And that frustration is turning to anger that we have to even spend our time talking about the most basic elements and the most basic values. For 6,000 years, the human race has understood that there's male and female.
Oh, can I get an amen? I love it, brother. Common sense rules the day. Make America great again. You know, sometimes you got to start with the basics. You got to get back and just build a brick by brick foundation.
Yes.
And you just got to make common damn sense and just remind people, hey, we have somehow strayed away from common sense. And, you know, if it's starting as simple as man and women, and let's start there and go up from there. And that's not what we got to, that's what we got to do sometimes. That's what we're doing. I love it, brother.
Yeah, I do too. And, you know, Clay, this may surprise you. I'm a factory worker. I've worked for a factory for 30 years right here in Jackson, Mississippi. And I tell you, I see the men and women out here that are building furniture in Mississippi. And I'm listening closely to the men and women who are building cars in Nissan and Toyota. And when I see men and women who are slinging hammers today and throwing bricks and building things, they don't have time for all this foolishness that's been taking place in this country for far too long. I find that most people, just regardless of race, they just want a level playing field to go to work, to make a fair living, to participate in their extracurricular activities with their families, to go to church and love their families. And they just want the government to leave them alone. And that's how I've tried to govern. Everything I've done while I've been fortunate enough to serve in the Mississippi Senate, and I came out of city politics. I was an alderman in Guntown, Mississippi. I find that most people just want to be left alone to live their lives, and people are angry right under the surface of politics. People are frustrated and they're angry about all the foolishness and craziness that has been taking place in this country, really, really for the last 20 years. And I'm glad that President Trump won. I think it was a real pressure valve release in this country, in that people are willing to give him a chance, and people are willing to give this American system a chance again. But we need to see some real movement back to the center and ultimately to the right. More traditionally, people say conservative, I say traditional, the way Americans have lived their lives in this country for more than 225 years until the last 20 to 25 years of all this craziness.
Chad, it sounds so good to hear somebody say that. I got people texting me, talking about, who is this guy? I like him. I'm sending people. I'm listening to you talking. I'm sending people your name and the bill and all that. People are fired up, and I love that. I knew you would connect so well with this audience. I've got folks connecting on commenting over here, black, white, everybody in agreement. It's time to get back to some common sense.